So today I'll be showing you how to make something like this. So we made something like this with my students in class, and so guys, today I'll be showing you how we made this. So we start by opening new file and then giving it 3 by 3 and then 300 inches and then giving it a poster um, design, just that name, click OK and then create. So basically we will have this. So we started by having a background image, so we will place embedded, and we used this image on top of that, and then we wanted to do something like this, and then this image we did the gradient of it on the side. So we came here and started, so let me show you how we did it. Came here on the grid fill or adjustment layer, this icon here. So if you click that, you have the gradient. So first of all, before adding the gradient, we have to change the foreground color. So changing the foreground color, you just click here on the left bottom of the color and then choose the color that you want to change with. So I'll choose this blue, this one. So we used almost that one, but not sure. And then came on to add that layer here, that gradient here. So by doing that, we come here and we say gradient. So that gradient will come on top of that as a layer. So you click OK, and we can also double click it and try to change the angle, because we had changed the angle on this side, so it was appearing on that side. So we did that and then clicked OK, and then we came on to draw these ones. Okay, so these ones we drew something like a rounded rectangle. So we used this rounded rectangle here. So rounded rectangle, I will just click it and then click the rounded rectangle. So drawing the rounded rectangle, you just draw a rectangle here, and then we adjust its edges by doing this, dragging to the right, and then after there we just click here. So I'll just move back to the move tool so that I cannot affect my shape, and then you can see my shape looks like this, and then I want to place it like this. So I'll come here, I transform, I click Ctrl T, or just I come here, I right click and then click transform layer. Yes, so I'll just click Ctrl T and then it transforms. Then I'll just move it like this and move it at the edge there, just like a shape. So basically that we did basically that, and then we wanted to make another layer inside, so we duplicated this. I just right click and then click duplicate layer, or I'll just click Ctrl J to duplicate the layer. So the top layer, I'll change the color of the top layer or the bottom layer. So let me change the color of the bottom layer and then give it this color. So if I move this tool outside this color picker, it will pick colors from anywhere I want as long as it is inside this workspace. So I'll choose this color and then click OK, and then try to move that, because that shape is just the same as this shape. I have to move the one shape to make the other to be seen. So I'll just Control T on that one and then move like this, move it like that, and then that shape becomes that way. So after there we went on to place this brush. So this is just basically the brush that we brushed there. So doing that, you will come here to my poster, then I'll do that. So I'll just first come to the foreground color and change that color, because I want that to brush with that color, and then come here to brush tool. So brush tool, I right click and select brush tool. So in brush tool, I want to brush, you see this layer on top here, I want to brush the layer, this one, but I don't want to affect this layer, my rectangle copy, I don't want to affect that. So I'll come to layer, add new layer, and then I say new and then layer. So I'll just use it as layer 1 and click OK, and then I can brush on top of layer 1. So I'll just come here and put that one. So that is basically that, and then you can brush the way you want. So for us we did that, and then you can move back to your move tool, and then your layer 1, we duplicated it so that you can see it here. So the layer 1, we duplicate it, just right click and click duplicate, or just click Ctrl J, and then it will duplicate the layer 1. So the layer 1, you will click transform, Ctrl T, and then move it to the bottom, and then shift it, or just right click and click flip horizontal. So it will just do that, and then you move it like that. So basically that's what we did. We were doing it with my students, and then after there we went on to write this text. We'll come to designer's talk. So going there, we will just go to text and choose horizontal type tool, and then we will just write welcome, and then we just separated them, welcome, then click OK, click again and say to, and then put it there, and then we say designers talk. So we made this bigger, click Ctrl A, then you can use this one, and then we enlarge that one, the designer's talk, to be big, and then we add that as color white, but can just make it white. So basically we tried to design that designer stock. So designer stock, you can see designer stock is the one that is designed. So designer stock, you can see here in our poster we have something like gradient. So we went to blending options, just click the designer stock layer, right click and go to blending options. So in blending options, you just have to move this thing up here for you to see this designer stock, how it is appearing. So we first said we have the bevel and emboss. So bevel and emboss, you have to change the, if you want the inner bevel, the outer bevel, if you want the emboss. So we just use the inner and then changing colors here to see how they are changing there, and then changing colors there. You can see how it is changing. You can see, or I can click just this one. You can see if I add the size, you can see the changes. So we add that one. We also practiced the stroke. So the stroke we said is the outer layer that is being added. So we said the stroke will be outside. So outside we added, if we add, we can see the different stroke. So we used stroke also, and then we went on to do the drop shadow. So I'll just untick the stroke. Drop shadow, we said the drop shadow is just like duplicating the other shadows, this text on the background. So it's just like it has a shadow. It can appear like a 3D. So you can change the color here. See how your drop shadow can be. Maybe I can put something like something I can see. So something like that. And then we said if you add distance, you are dropping them down. If you add size, you are increasing it to be like how we did here. Just that. So if you add spread, you can see it is like we are brushing it. So if you add distance, you can see it is going down. So if you add size, you can see how it is appearing. So you said you can click contour and then try to shift how they are appearing. You can just do that. Check here on the bottom, it's not appearing the way it is appearing here. So that way, and then after that you can click OK. You can shift the angle. You can see the angle is appearing on this side. So after there we went on to gradient. So we said gradient, you will have this gradient. You can move the angle, you can choose your gradient, and choosing gradient, you just come here, choose what you want, but also you can import your gradient and use that. So we used the oranges gradient, this one, and then yes, we did that. After there we did the scale and all that. You can see the changes, you can see the angle rotation and all that. So that is what we did for today, guys, with my students. Yes, thank you for watching.